Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Codex Station. It's Comic Character of the Week. I'm your host, Sal the Slab Guy. Joining me as usual is Dan Kelly and, of course, the Ric Flair Comics. But tonight, we've got a special guest star right over here to this side, Tessa from Tessisanerd. How you guys and girl doing tonight?
You getting so flustered because I'm here already?
I am. It's just how it is. It's just how it goes.
Do we need to move her? Do we need to move her screen away from you, Sal?
Probably. That's not far enough. I'm sorry.
Don't act like he doesn't get flustered with us.
I know. I can't.
Don't act. You know, it doesn't matter. Anybody winks and smiles at him, and he's a mess. He's a pup.
That's true.
He doesn't care. Male, female, dog, cat, raccoon. He doesn't care. If it winks
if a raccoon starts flirting with me, I'm also getting flustered. So
there you go.
Hey, he's slapped the Sal guy.
Well, wait a minute.
That's right.
If it's a Virginia raccoon, you see what happens, right? They break into liquor stores, get drunk, and pass out in the bathroom.
What's up, Mr. Keith?
Hey, Mr. Keith. Nice reverse spell there.
I have a feeling that one was trained by Chris.
Yeah.
It could have been. It could have been. Like I said, he's a Virginia. You know, he's a Virginia boy like I am. So there ain't.
Well, you know, when people talk about their spirit animals, we know with 100% certainty now which one his is.
Raccoon.
That raccoon that breaks in the liquor stores. Yep. That is definitely him.
Right out.
I mean, just laid out, flat on his stomach, laid out, spread eagle.
We've all been there. No judgment.
No judgment.
No kink shaming, no drunk shaming.
No drunk shaming either. Yes, that's so true. All right, Tessa, well, while we got you on the spotlight there, why don't you tell us a little about you and what you got going on?
Yeah, on that note of drinking raccoons. Yeah. Ooh.
That's a great segue right there. Come on.
I was going to say, yeah, perfect. Well, con season just slowed down, so my life got a little easier. You know, that's always fun. I got a cat today.
Wow.
Kids about this big. Yeah, we cat distribution service works very well there. Just a stray kitten. So that's my new best friend now. But nice. Yeah, we've been buying crazy collections, going to some local cons, nothing crazy big or anything. Doing a lot of stuff. It's been really fun.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. And I see Gary's got our action figure up and ready. Very good.
I also have a costume that I don't think we like that much. But
I've got some Zatanna books behind me.
Oh, there you go.
You mean that one?
There you go.
You mean that one?
Yeah, but,
I mean, I got a couple, but they're not as impressive as that.
Yeah.
I do have the Adam issue. That's like her second or third, but I couldn't find it in time. I couldn't find my A box, but I got
there.
This
We go.
I do have that one.
I had to. Sadly. Mine is stuck with all the other Adams since I have them all. This was with all the other Hawkmans. That one was with all the other Justice Leagues since I have them all. Yeah, so
I'm gonna put your camera there so you're.
And I think there was a detective issue too.
Yeah, but I like don't believe that one. The one that like they retconned later is her. The which one?
I thought there was a detective. Didn't they have an elongated?
Oh, there's two different ones. You're right.
There was an elongated man appearance. Yeah.
Yeah.
The detective one was the one that she said in like a few issues later. Oh yeah, that was me.
But like I didn't like that. Yeah. Like the characterization, I felt like didn't match. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did see the post about your cat. I contributed when you put your thing up there for what should you name him.
What'd you put?
I said Salem Saberhagen.
That's good. That's good.
For anybody out there that gets that reference. If you don't, then Google it.
I know Brett Saberhagen, World Series champion. Kansas City Royals. How about that?
Yeah, that's actually what I thought because I was like, her cat was named Salem. What was his last name? And I saw that. That's immediately who I thought of.
Nice.
So tell people about the where they can find your shops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 3 right now. They're all in the beautiful, gorgeous, amazing, exciting state of Pennsylvania. We've got one outside of the Whitehall area, or outside of Allentown in the Whitehall area. It's in Lehigh Valley Mall. We got one on the cusp of New Jersey in Easton. And we have one in what I lovingly refer to as Bumblefuck in Stroudsburg in the Stroud Mall.
On the cusp of New Jersey.
On tour next year.
It must be fragrant to be on the cusp of New Jersey.
You just get like a waft every so often, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I played a show up at Stroudsburg once a long time ago.
Yeah, that's everyone's been like, yeah, I've been to Stroudsburg once a long time ago, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, it was a college there a long time ago. We played a show at.
Nice. That's awesome. So how about you said the con season is slowing down. How many cons do you actually go to during the peak season?
I did less this year because I moved in like summer. I was supposed to move in middle of July, but I moved more like middle of August, and that's like, right around San Diego Comic-Con, all the big ones. So I hit about 20 this year. Might have been like
crap.
Wow.
20. That's 20. I'm usually I was dead after Baltimore. I couldn't hardly move after 3 days in Baltimore.
I was dead after Baltimore because it was right after New York Comic-Con, like the busiest one of the year for me. I should have just skipped that one. That was too much for me. My voice was gone by day 2.
It was because I talked to her on day 1, and then I went back later, and she's like, "I can't talk. I'm trying to do my best."
Next year, that probably won't happen. I think next year we're at the end of September.
Yeah, they're not doing that next year. Thank God. Yeah. So I was like, I did that, and I was like, never doing that again. Never again. I'm good.
And I saw one of your videos. You got to ask a question to McFarlane.
I did. Yeah, he does a lot of like the retailer meetings, at least for a little bit. He's always really good about that. So, I happen to have someone with me this year, so I was like, Matthew, can you just like record this for me real quick? I'm glad I did. Works pretty well.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, then. I think we can go ahead and start the show. I got a nice little intro. It's maybe about 10 seconds long. Nothing as impressive as I used to make, but I wanted to make them a little bit shorter now, a little more streamlined. So it's only about a 10-second intro. So folks, stick around, and we'll go ahead and kick this show off. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Codex Station's Comic Character of the Week, where we are covering Zatanna tonight. I'm your host, Sal the Slab Guy. Down below is Dan Kelly. Over there is the Ric Flair Comics. And our special guest host of the night, Tessa from Tessisanerd. All right, let's go ahead and kick this one off. Dan, give us the intro on her.
All right, well, she first appeared in Hawkman #4.
Mm-hmm. There we go. 2 visual representations. There we are. Thank you very much.
November 1964, created by Gardner Fox and Murphy Anderson. I did not have a Zatanna t-shirt, but I wore my Hawkman one since that's where she first appeared.
Yep.
As far as origins go, it's not really a complicated one. It's not like, having to spend 10 minutes going through all the Wolverine's bullshit. Her father was the famed magician Giovanni Zatanna, and her mother was a woman named Cindella that was part of a human offshoot race called the Homo Magi. And then she was born. And even though the last name is Zatanna, he thought, you know what? Why don't I make her first name Zatanna? So
just to give us some more trouble pronouncing. That's all.
So so then we got Zatanna Zatanna.
I like it.
And as far as powers go, it's a very powerful magician, one of the most powerful in DC Comics, and it's pretty easy to break it down. If she says it backwards, then it happens.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Very cool. All right, then let's go ahead and jump into our first segment. To
just one quick side note on Zatanna. If you want to collect all her appearances. After you get this one, not so bad. But if you're that rare person that says, her father, I like that character. He's my favorite magician. I'm going to collect all of his appearances.
Good luck.
Sucks to be you, because his first appearance, Action 1, baby. So yeah, so that's and really cool. He actually had a cover within the first 10 issues or so of Action. It's a really cool cover too. But yeah, sucks to be you, because you are not getting all of those Zatanna appearances.
Not unless you hit a huge lottery or something like that.
Yeah. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Imagine that being your explanation. Like, oh, you got Action Comics 1. Like, do you just care about comics history? Do you just really love Superman? No, I just really love Mr. Zatanna.
Or you
love top hats.
Or you're a person that says, yeah, I love magicians, and I got this comic where it's a guy named Zatanna's first appearance. Action, I think it's Action something.
Action something.
Action something. I think I got it for $20 at a flea market. Yeah.
Nice. I found it at an estate sale. It was just buried with some other trash.
Yeah, and the Zatanna guy is great. I don't know why he wasn't on the cover lifting a car.
All right, folks. Our first segment of the night is what works best. And Tessa, why don't you go ahead and kick us off? What works best for you for Zatanna?
I think that what works best with Zatanna is when she's kind of driven by more like compassion than glory. Because I feel like as someone with a stage presence, it's pretty easy to fall into that trope of just like caring about being like the best or like the most visually entertaining or whatever. But the things I really like about her is like her connection with like Bruce. I think when that's utilized well, that's always really fun. And also we'll get into it later, but one of my like favorites is the Ladies' Night issue, and it's her and Barbara Gordon and Wonder Woman, and it's just like I like how she works in a group with people. Like I feel like she's very well driven by love.
Very cool. Very good. All right, Gary, how about you? What works best for you?
I like her best when she's her father's daughter, always trying to live up to that example that he set for her. And I think she's a very dutiful daughter, and she has a tinge of guilt, of her role that she played within her father's disappearance. And I think that's responsibility has guided her. And what you see on stage when she's performing is just a facade. It's not who she truly is. And I love that. I love that there is a difference. I mean, it's a side of her personality, but it's not who she truly is. And she is someone with a great deal of love, a great deal of compassion. All right, another goal, Montreal. And I've sidetracked because one of our best friends, her nephew, is getting his very first start in the NHL tonight in goal for the Canadiens against the Penguins tonight. So it's a pretty big deal. So good. Jacob Fowler, shout out, buddy. You rock, brother. But I just love her relationship with John Constantine. The relationship with Bruce was interesting, and I've liked it. But the one with Constantine, I think, is really the one that's got a lot of has a lot of nuance to it, because, here she is a classically trained illusionist and, true sorcerer with her father, and she takes it very seriously. And here's, John Conjob, and that's exactly what he is. He's a street magician. He's a dirty sucker. And I love the chemistry between the two of them and the passion between the two of them. And I think, that's probably one of my favorite relationships in comics, that I really love the two of them together, or when they're not together and they're pining for one another.
Very cool.
For the record, I like the Bruce and Zatanna relationship as friends. Like, I like them just being companions. Obviously, Constantine is the way to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. All right, Dan, how about you?
I like when she's mixing her life as a stage performer and as a superhero, because there's not a lot, especially in DC, there's not a lot of them that have public identities. And then more so, not just that she has a public identity, but that she's just out there. Like, everybody knows she's a superhero, but you can go to Vegas and buy a ticket and see a stage show with her.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. And
you can go to Vegas and buy a lot of tickets for stage shows.
Yeah.
You can buy almost anything in Vegas.
Yeah. So I like that. I think
or anybody.
I think that's a really unique thing with the character. I also like when there's a playfulness to her, when she's not super serious all the time. Yeah, she does the magic stuff, and yeah, she's one of the most powerful ones. But, she also can be kind of, just kind of fun at times too. And, especially with her love life, you see her just, keep trying to have relationships, and they all end up failing. And it's, it all has to do with she's trying to date normal guys, and the superhero magician, fighter of the dark arts kind of gets in the way.
And she's funny too.
Yeah.
She's funny. She's clever, and she's funny. So again, that tised into the stage presence. Got to be quick on your feet, quick with a joke and a quip.
She's got the wit, that goes with that.
Wit.
Mm-hmm.
And fishnets.
Fishnet stockings. Yeah, come on.
Well, so
we're going to talk about that. That's one of my things that works best for me.
Well, so you held up the figure. The backward spells thing is cool. But you held up the figure with, which that's not a terrible costume.
It's okay. The second costume I didn't like at all with the ponytail.
Oh yeah, and like
you also
the
had
body,
the boob window too,
yeah.
and I didn't like
body
that.
suit
This
kind
is
of
much
thing.
better. Yeah.
So I was gonna say, just because she's had a bunch of costumes. Just what is everyone's favorite?
I'm going with the fishnet ones.
I was gonna say everyone has the same favorite. Like I do like this style one, but yeah, it's the fishnets. Come on.
Come on.
All right, Mr. Keith says casting the spells by saying the words backwards is a great and specific superpower, as opposed to just waving your wand. I missed it all there.
Well,
with a W. Yep.
sometimes reading them is a pain in the ass.
Yes.
I'm so painfully slow. Like every time I feel so stupid because I'm staring at them like, oh, duh.
Especially for the longer words.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the hell is that one? Yeah.
Well, we've seen her in live action once when she was on Smallville a couple times.
Oh yeah.
I forget the actress's name, but she was on the second season of Reacher too.
Okay.
But yeah, imagine that being the actress that has to play her, and you have to like memorize this just gibberish, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if any of you guys have ever watched Twin Peaks, but on that show, there's a guy.
I remember
Twin
Peaks.
Yeah,
I love that show.
The actor just like that's his thing. Like he's like, yeah, this is just like a talent I have. I can just talk backwards. So.
Wow.
See, I would have figured they just ran it backwards. I would have figured they just reversed the audio.
Yeah, reversal. Just loop it. Yeah.
But yeah, I like same with you guys. I like the suit, the tuxedo with the fishnets and the top hat and the Zatanna drawing I did.
Very good.
Yeah, like nice.
I have your Poison Ivy art behind me.
Oh, cool.
There you go. Yeah.
Cool.
Very cool.
Very nice.
Yeah. See, Tessa comes on the show and I draw a sexy superhero.
There you go.
Deal. Sign me up. Yes.
Yeah. So I posted that one on my Instagram earlier. So
very cool.
If anyone wants it, let me know.
Awesome. All right. So for me, you guys did a lot of good points.
Smart.
There you go. From a mirror. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, but then Chris, when you do that, you might see a reflection of yourself. You don't want that.
So you guys had a lot of points that
Chris
I
is a
liked.
pretty man. It's okay.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
He's a good-looking man. He's a very good-looking man.
I do like it when she's with Constantine. I feel like their relationship works really well, and I really like the showmanship when she's on stage. It's the Vegas performance, and I really enjoy that. But also when they write her stories, and she's dealing with the burdens of being like the daughter of a legendary magician, and she's dealing with trying to deal with that humanity level. I like that. That part. I also like that her big spells take a toll. So I feel like there's been a lot of people that do magic casting and stuff like that. You don't really see the tolls of them until you actually read her stories. Then you see the actual tolls that her magic spells take.
Magic has a cost.
Magic has a cost, and I like that how they show that. So that gives me, or it shows me, or it gives me more definition for the character, and I love that. So that's what works best for me.
And it is cool.
I enjoy her humor with Bruce Wayne too, with Batman.
Yes.
Because magic makes him so uncomfortable, and I love that she kind of tweaks it and pokes fun with him at it. And I think that's one thing that made him uncomfortable within that relationship too. Good job.
None of that in Gotham. No.
Yeah.
Well, and it's
my city.
Well, and it's cool too because even though it's difficult to read it backwards, you get to see exactly what the spell is that she cast. It's not like Doctor Strange waving his hands and mumbles in like ancient Sumerian or something like that, or or some ancient Latin. Like you can read it and say, "Oh, okay, this is what she did," and then this is how the artist
turn into petals. Got it. Cool.
Yeah, like this is how the artist decided to draw it too.
Yeah.
And it also gives her great vulnerability too, because if you take away her speech, that's a problem for her. So it makes her not all powerful.
Yeah.
Because that is a drawback.
Right. All right. So let's go ahead then. Let's talk
Itchy
about
in all the right places, right, Chris?
That's right. That is so true. Let's talk about our badass moments. And Tessa, kick us off. What's your three badass moments?
I didn't know. I didn't know about the questions beforehand because it's been a while since I did this.
Oh, okay.
Were we going to do things we don't like first?
It's okay. I got badass moments. when she was getting her mom back in that first like big Justice League arc that she did, and defeating what are the twins' names? It's Anuela or something. The dad's foe.
Right.
It's like Anuela or whatever. And there's like a good one and a bad one, and dealing with all of that, and basically having a possessed sword. That whole situation entirely badass. In the Detective Comics little issue run that we were going to talk about, she uses her powers not to completely change the moments of what is happening. She just kind of uses them to like stay alive, like to get air, but she doesn't actually like ruin the entire moment and save the day in some big flourish way. And like I think almost like that quiet, smart, intelligent way is a different type of badassery. What's another moment? I mean, if we're saying that the recalled moment is true, I think that her being a witch and going through and making losing Batman and Robin losing all of their senses one at a time is extremely entertaining.
Yeah, I would classify that as a badass moment.
Yeah,
I would. All right, Dan, how about you? Do you want to go next?
Yeah, so I got a couple. The first one I have is Brave and the Bold, issue 33. When she has the vision about what the Joker is going to do to Batgirl, and you see how much it upsets her. So she knows she can't do anything about it, which is interesting the way it was written as the story goes, and it explains. I won't go too much into it because I know, it's going to be on some readings, but it explains why. And she just decides, you know what, I want to make, I don't know when this is going to happen, but it's going to happen. And I want to make sure that she has an amazing night that she can look back on and have this great memory, and gets Wonder Woman involved and tells Wonder Woman what's going on, but doesn't tell Barbara. So they go out dancing and they go from club to club, and they just have this amazing night and all this fun, and go out to eat, and and then the way it ends too, like that was just badass. The next one I have is from the Identity Crisis, when she used her powers to not just erase the mind or the memory of Dr. Light and pretty much making him an imbecile, but that she also did it to Batman too. When Batman caught them what they were doing, and she used her powers to wipe Batman's memory too. So it's pretty badass. It's also extremely foolish, but it was pretty badass. And
that whole scene is such an interesting scene because none of the original League members were there, and some of the iconoclasts like Wonder Woman would have never allowed that to happen. Arthur, John wouldn't have allowed that to happen. Superman. It's just interesting that the heroes that had come and formed the League after the original ones, that happened, and Batman wouldn't allow it to happen, but it happened.
Some of them were because Hal and Barry were there.
Well,
but the other founders weren't.
Yeah, I meant the other ones, the ones, and you would have thought Hal too, with the will he had, and he was a cop, a space cop. You would have you would have thought he'd have been more on the law and order side of that, but I think his reaction there surprised me a little bit. But just mind wiping Light and Batman was just amazing. And the thing with Batman, even though she did that, it didn't keep.
Yeah, it didn't.
But it was also a good way to explain how Dr. Light went from originally being a badass in the DC universe to someone that just routinely got his ass kicked by the Teen Titans with little to no effort. So, and then the last one I have is from the Everyday Magic story. At the end of the story, something that ties into the beginning when she's questioning why Tony Bennett gets a bigger payday than she does, and she says, it's not about the money, basically it's about the respect. You're right. I don't.
True.
I don't know the way they've written Wonder Woman. Sometimes, she might. Out of the three of them, she would have been the one that would have been closest to voting for it.
You know what? Wonder Woman would have snapped his neck.
I was going to say Wonder Woman might have just
give him the Maxwell Lord treatment.
Yeah, she'd have Maxwell Lorded his ass before she mind wiped him. So I got that. And
Don't worry about it. I got this.
Yeah, Arthur and Johns were pretty. They wouldn't have stood for that either. But they might have killed him. Aquaman once stranded a dude on a desert island. He says, "I'm not going to kill you. I'm going to leave you on this desert island. If you survive, that's up to you. If you die, that's up to you."
I was going to say Aquaman might do worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So at the end of Everyday Magic, she gets flowers and a card sent to her, and she reads it, and it's Tony Bennett sending her a card saying she's the new #1 act in Vegas. That's pretty badass for for Tony Bennett to say, "You're #1, kid."
Yep.
There you go.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll go next on this one. I think Dan and I we had one in common with the Identity Crisis, but I thought she mind wiped the whole secret society of supervillains, like the whole lot. Wasn't the whole lot, and not just a few? I thought it was the whole lot, if I remember right. But it was controversial, and it's like it shows the dark, uncomfortable, side of having these abilities to do this type of spell. So I thought that was pretty badass. There was another one in World's Finest number 277 where she one shot KO'd the entire Justice League. The bad guy's trying to mind control the entire Justice League, and she just snaps her fingers, casts one reversal spell, and drops the whole team to their knees. And why is it badass? She didn't even break a sweat. It was just like boom, and drops everybody. Not even breaking a sweat. So I love that. And for my last one, it's actually from the Trust story that we're going to go into depth. Just because the fact that Batman says, "I trust nobody, but I do trust you." That itself is a badass moment. For Batman to say he trusts you, okay, that's pretty badass right there. Uncle Gary, you got the floor. What's your badass?
Oh, did you leave me any? You ass buckets. I had a few more in the hopper. God damn it!
I mean, I got one more too. That I got a bonus.
Go ahead then.
I was gonna say we got like 7 years of history.
Go ahead and take it, Dan. Go ahead.
Do it.
Well, no, maybe you have it.
No, well, yeah, but I'm sure you want to get it out there before I do. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No,
Gary, go.
In, of course, Identity Crisis, of course, and also. And you know what? I didn't know that y'all had read The Brave and the Bold 33. I thought that had snuck by you. So I'm really shocked. But that's badass because the grace that she showed when her heart was truly broken on that entire night with her and Diana, where Diana, even though Diana is a goddess of love and very, very used to, her emotions are out there. I think she composes herself a little more where I think Zatanna, her emotions her heart is just so big and so sweet. And it just, I think that was just brutal for her to contain that all night, knowing and there's a great scene where the evening ends and she just sobs, after Barbara's gone her way, but she kept her composure the whole night. Use that stage presence and didn't let her see the underlying sadness there. And now it was more of a Diana moment where Diana told Barbara about the greatness of the oracles of Delphi. And I thought that was just a wonderful scene. Great writing, Straczynski, on that, man. But I thought that was just wonderful that knowledge was kind of imparted into Barbara that night. But I just think it was really badass even for her to keep her composure the whole evening. And at one point there was this really attractive guy and she used her magic to get him to dance with her, ask her to dance.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And I thought that was a sweet moment. So I just think the composure in that was beautiful. In Justice League Dark, Volume 2, 27, at the end of issue 27, beginning 28, the Upside Down Man is kicking their ass. And he is a horrific looking character and they can't beat him. What Zatanna does was she merges with him. And I don't know if y'all know what he looks like, but he was pretty horrible looking. And Zatanna merges herself with him. My body is, your body, and my mind is your mind. And she merges with this just entity and sacrificed herself in that way. And it was just just freaking brutal. And that's his visage right there. But this guy had eyes all over him, and for her to sacrifice herself, and by doing that, what she did was she put her consciousness within him and let him feel the cost of magic that had gone through her life. And that pain and that trauma was enough to, rend him, asunder and beat him. And with Diana's help, with the magic of the hectate, they kicked his ass. But I just thought that was an incredible gutsy move. It was a Hail Mary, and she did it, and they whooped his ass. So I love that. And then another Justice League Dark one in Justice League Dark 29, Volume 1. She and Constantine are a little bit at odds. Constantine she feels ran out on him, and she catches him in his house, which at this point is the House of Mystery, in his bath, kind of assaults him, pulls him out, and kicks him. Now, like I said, he is the master of the House of Mystery at this point. She kicks the man naked out of his own house and takes the house over. Now, the House of Mystery is, let's see if we got some, where she's grabbed him. The House of Mystery is bonded to him, but the house ends up liking her more. So she's got him by the throat, and he says, "You did fine without me, darling." She says, "No thanks to you. I was just looking out for number one Z." Says, "You arrogant, selfish bastard." And slams his naked ass across the hallway. And he says, "Well, you're an idiot for believing I was anything different." She says, "Get out." He said, "You can't throw me out of my own place. The House of Mystery is bonded to me, and I'm bonded to it. You keep threatening me, and you'll see just how." Wait a minute. The house isn't defending me. It's because you can feel it now, can't you? Your precious bond is broken. The house is mine now. It rejected you, John. It chose me as your successor. So there you go. Kicked him naked out of his bath, out of his house, took his house, and put her foot in his ass out the door. That's pretty bad when you do that to a man in his own castle.
Absolutely.
And that was the one Dan had.
I was going to say, Dan, what was the one that did you have?
Oh, the one I had is from Justice League of America 39. I guess it's volume 2 or 3 out. It's from when they were doing the Blackest Night. And she has to fight the undead the Black Lantern version of her father, and it's them casting the spells back and like the backward spells back and forth, like he's saying rip their because she's got the rest of the Justice Leaguers with him, and he's saying like rip their hearts out, and she's like leave their hearts in, and and the back and forth between them was pretty good. Because at first when he shows up, they're like, "Oh, it's your father," and she's like, "That's not my father." Like right away she knows like that's not him, but that back and forth between them like that was pretty cool.
Still traumatic.
So, fun fact.
Oh yeah.
That was the first piece of Zatanna I ever read, and I was like, "What is going on?
Oh,
what
really?
are they doing? What's happening?"
The Blackest Night story was your first one, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just like, "What is she doing? What is happening?" Like I was very very lost, and now obviously I think it's very cool. But I was.
Were you invested in that whole storyline of Blackest Night?
Yeah.
I think it's one of the great.
I never did Brightest Day, but yeah, I was into Blackest Night. I haven't read in a long time, and I would really like to revisit it. But
it is so great. There's a great volume, big omnibus they've collected where it has all the stories in order, and that's a great way to read it.
Yeah, I hear them about the stories.
Yeah, without having to go back and forth, because I've got them all in the smaller hardcovers too.
Yeah.
But I went ahead and bought that just because it's easier to have them in that order. But every damn crossover and one shot and miniseries was so great, so important, and it wasn't your typical cash grab. We're going to throw Blackest Night on there and make you buy the copies. They were all great, poignant, wonderful stories.
Yeah, see, now I feel like I would have such a better appreciation for it, because when I read it when it was coming out, I just wasn't as in depth in the DC universe. Like I liked some stuff, I read little bits, but now I'm much more deep into everything, and I love everything.
Yeah, reread it. You'll probably have a lot. I think it'll probably bring a lot of joy to you. It was amazing. And
I like Brightest Day too as a follow-up.
I did too.
The way that it was the weekly series of the year, and especially how it ended when when it made it clear that all the characters that were brought back were brought back to do a specific thing. And man, what happened to Deadman in that was just, whew,
man.
that was rough.
To see Boston Brand alive was so cool.
It was pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was an amazing thing, for old time comic readers like me. We're like, oh my God, he's alive. It's so cool. Dead Man is alive, man.
Oh, when they did that scene in Blackest Night when they brought all of them back together and it just had that group shot, and it's like, and the artwork was it Ivan Reyes, right? Like,
yeah.
It was like, it's like, oh man, that's so cool. That's
the gatefolds folded out from within the book. Oh man, what an amazing sequence that was. And me being such a huge Aquaman fan, that Aquaman was brought back finally. Oh
yeah, and Martian Manhunter and the Hawks and Hawk, Did you? So when you read it in Blackest Night, did you know that that her spells were like written backwards? Or
I figured it out in the moment pretty fast. I mean, granted, it was a long time ago, so I don't remember it that much. But
look at this damn printing era. They can't even. They printed
I didn't know,
backwards.
Can't print the spell right.
That was my first time reading backwards, so I was like, Jesus Christ! I was like staring at it, and I was like, Am I stupid? This takes me a long time. Like,
so. Do dyslexic people read her spells like that? I mean,
I will say, so I obviously reread some Zatanna for the show, and I was planning on reading a bunch today, but then surprise Cat. And by the end, I was like, yo, I'm doing great at reading backwards now. I should just binged a bunch. I'm great at this now.
Nice.
Now you're struggling to read forward.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, God, these other people.
All right, let's go ahead and jump to our next segment, was what we don't like about this character. And Uncle Gary, since you were being a pain in the ass earlier, you can go first.
Montreal's up 4-0. Jacob has
nice.
Goal, so there you go. He's still got a clean stat sheet. Way to go, Rook, 20 years old, rocking the world. He's also got a gold medal for the world 20 and under championship. So Jacob's also got a gold medal that was hung on his neck in Sweden. But anyway, pretty much the only thing I don't like is the second costume, and they kind of based it on Cinderella's costume at the time, which she was wearing. So I guess they made it the Homo Magi look to her. And
they made that like the reason, right? Wasn't it like she just like kind of appeared in it, and her dad was like, I know that costume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So of all her costumes, I guess that's just I didn't enjoy that, a whole lot. But that's
a Studio 54 costume.
There you go. That's a minor quibble, and that's because everything else about her, I think, is just it's just great. She's such a unique character. The comics are full of so many sorcerers and sorceresses and magic people. Her set is so unique that saying the spells backwards, the fact that she's a performer, all these things are so great that she really stands alone. There's no other comic character quite like her. I mean, the closest thing to her is her dad, right? So I mean, it's just so I think.
And he doesn't look nearly as hot in fishnets.
Don't judge.
Don't judge.
Don't judge. Don't prejudge.
He still looks hot, but I mean.
That's right. So, hey, look, his name's Giovanni. Come on, he's got that going for him.
Yeah, Sal doesn't like you bad mouthing his people.
That's right. Yeah, Sal. We can't get our.
I love a silver fox.
Yeah.
So
he's he's an awesome character. But I just think that the only thing about her is I just didn't like the second costume. I think everything else about her is just kick ass.
Okay. All right. How about you, Dan? What don't you like?
I think she's kind of underused now. For a while she was in the Justice League, and she was in the Justice League for a long time. And then then she was in Justice League Dark and that, but she's never really sustained her own series. She's had one shots and she's had mini series. She had the one ongoing series, which didn't last. Unfortunately, didn't last too long.
16, I think. 16.
Yeah. Outside of that, recently, these mini series and stuff, they don't really use her. And she's not part of the main Justice. Well, I don't know who's the main Justice League team anymore. It's everybody, but
it's everybody. She's part of it.
Yeah, so they're not, which is cool, but she doesn't really get used that much anymore outside of these miniseries and stuff for her. And there's no Shadow Pack, there's no Justice League Dark anymore. So that, and and I'll say it can get pretty tedious reading the backward spells. Like if it's like a 2 or 3 word thing, all right. But when she does these ones that are like full sentences or like,
so what you're saying is women should talk less, is what I'm hearing.
Oh, Dan, that's awful. Why did you say, Dan?
No, I'm saying that I'm saying that her words have power, and she doesn't need to use 9 words to kick someone's ass. No, I'm just like I said. I guess I'm just a lazy reader. Sometimes I'm just
That's why you like picture books.
Yeah.
She just appeared in the last issue of Absolute Wonder Woman.
Okay. Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, they introduced her in that, but
cool. It was like a spirit, a goddess.
I saw the teaser, but I'm 1 issue behind, so I'm very excited. But I haven't read the newest one yet.
But yeah,
it's only a little bit. It's not a huge.
Okay, I saw like the little cameo on the last panel, the last page previously, but I haven't watched or haven't read the newest one.
So it's sometimes it does get a little tedious reading a lot of it, and I'll admit occasionally I'm just like, I'm not gonna like. I'll just kind of.
I know so many people who just skip it.
I don't skip it all the time, but sometimes it's like, well, more so for this show when I'm having to like read a whole lot of stuff in a short period of time. You know, and just kind of speed reading it. Like I can't speed read that. You know, you were saying that you got really good at it. I'm still like, okay.
The ones that stump me are always the small ones, so I always feel stupid. It's never a big one. It's always like what backwards or something. I'm like, what the fuck is this thing? I'm an idiot. And so I feel awful because the big one, no problem, and the little one, I'm like, what?
I did like which one of the books where the guy took her out to dinner and the check comes. She's like, oh, thanks for this. And he slides the bill to her. He's like, just magic up some money. She's like, what? And he goes like, in fact, magic up. He's like, you know what? You can magic up a car for us too to do this. And then she like magics him somewhere. And then it's just him kind of like hanging off a rope. And there's like 5 or 6 other guys there. And they go, oh, did you piss her off too?
Nice.
I think that was in, I'm pretty sure that was in Everyday Magic. And I was like, that's pretty good.
That's cool. All right, Tessa, how about you? What doesn't work for you?
I feel like previously, every so often, they would use her when they wanted just like a sexy lady. And now, to like Dan's point of underutilizing her, I feel like now sometimes they're scared to put her in things, thinking that they're just shoehorning in a lady. And it's like, no, she's actually really cool. And then it's not often that it happens, but every so often, I feel like they make her like pale in comparison to her father, when I feel like it's supposed to be more like she's following in his footsteps and becoming greater, like how you should always want your children to do. So I like it more when it's that, when it's like, oh, I want to make my father proud, rather than like, oh, I'll never be my father. And then also, you're totally correct. Her second costume blows.
I think she's more powerful than her father.
Yeah, I think that's how it should be. Like, if she is a kid, they should outdo her too.
Well, that's why I love her being a daddy's girl that looked up to her father so much that was her heroic ideal, and because of the guilt, because of his disappearance, that she has become even greater and surpassed him and made him proud. So I love that aspect of her. I think she's phenomenal and unique.
I just feel like when there's so many different writers in the same sandbox that sometimes they're going to go in a way that I don't like. And I love how they do it in her first story arc, the Zatanna search. But also in the very last panel of this, they don't look like a father and daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, they look like a...
Does she say daddy?
She's thinking it.
But yeah, I mean, she did emulate his look for her original costume.
Yeah, I love when it's paying homage, but I just don't like when sometimes it's just they haven't done it in years. I don't feel like, but just like that
in the past
stress flavor.
In the past few years, I have been buying romance books because they make me laugh, and some of the inappropriate covers, and some of them are funnier now than they were then. And one of my favorites has got this fetching young lass hanging all over the older silver fox, like you said, with the graying temples, and supposedly her father. And she says, "Oh, daddy, why can't I find a man to love me?" And of course, "Oh, daddy" has such a different connotation.
I was so excited when they said it was her dad.
Yeah, "Oh, daddy." Yeah.
I was like, yeah, he sounds, never mind.
Never mind.
And I will say this too. Her last series, this one, I really wanted to like it, and I bought all of them. It was really
I didn't hate it. It was fine.
It was not that good. But afterwards, I was like, if they made a book that was Zatanna and Blue Devil and Detective Chimp, and they had their own like mystical detective
so
agency,
they made Justice League Dark.
Yeah, but like it was just the three of them, and it was like a noir comedy action mystic detective book. I would totally buy that.
So Dan, I have one crazy gripe with that book. I don't know how well you remember this, but I read it kind of recently. At one point, one of their friends is like basically dead, and she doesn't want Blue Devil to come with her on this dangerous adventure, so she like chains him up and leaves through some astral projection or whatever the hell's going on. But she just chains him in the same room as the rotting corpse of his friend, just like this close to him. Like, that's awful, dude. Just let me go with you and maybe die. That sounds way better than being 6 inches away watching the corpse of my friend. Like, that's awful.
Yeah, it was. The covers were great. It had some amazing covers on it, and the artwork inside was, sometimes it was really good, sometimes it was not.
The covers were the best thing about that series. That's true. But her cruelty there, that just gets into the fact that she's a bit of a dominatrix.
True. I also think that like you weren't supposed to think that, but I read both the issues together and I was like, based on where that kid was and where he is, they're just looking at each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So for me, you guys hit a lot of points that I was going to mention, but one of the stuff that I'm going to throw in there is when she's underutilized, but when she's used as like just as the magic button type situation, she's put in there. Oh, because like you guys said earlier, let's just magic that up, that type situation. I don't like that at all. And when she's a simple support character, don't like that whatsoever, because I feel like then she's just pushed to the sidelines, and you don't really get, you don't really see the character, that she's supposed to be. I've seen her written with like where her spells have like no limits, no danger, and no emotional physical toll. And I kind of don't like that, because I like the opposite. I like it when you see that, because it brings more definition to the character. So that's all. And yes, I'm still with you on this. The second costume just sucks ass. So
I mean, potentially she's the most powerful person in DC. I mean, if she's fighting anyone, all she would have to do is look at him and say backwards, your head explodes. All right, who's next?
Fun.
Everyone else would be like, nah, that's good. I'm good.
Yep.
She just needs the Scarlet Witch treatment in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I was thinking that he did the black bolt.
Yeah.
What mouth?
Which is the most visceral death, despite seeing nothing, that I've ever seen on screen.
Yeah. Very true. I often thought that she's very rich compared to how the Scarlet Witch is in the MCU. So, all right. So let's go ahead and jump to our top covers. And Tessa, since you are our guest tonight, you will go first. Here are your covers.
Any of them behind me?
Well, I got them up on the screen.
Yeah, I was just seeing if I had any.
Oh, okay. So do you want to talk about them, or to say what the issues are?
Yeah.
Okay,
so the DC Superstars 11. That book is also fantastic. It's one of the few I think it's supposed to be a romance in that, but then later on those characters aren't really romantically involved. But this is my favorite older Zatanna cover. There's a lot of older cover art of hers that I do like, but she's just not the main focus of the book. So like that Justice League 51, whatever that is, gorgeous, but she's not the main part. Or like the Zatanna special just doesn't hit quite as hard, but it's still gorgeous. This one I love the magic orb. I love the colors. I love how she's drawn. I love her costume. It's sexy. It's dark. It's mysterious. It's if I had never heard of her and I saw that cover, I'd be like, oh, I want to know what's going on here. And that's partially what a cover should do for you.
That cover is by the great Gray Morrow.
And then the next one is Sebastian Fiumara, who I adore. He's one of my favorite artists, and I feel like they're so undervalued right now. They put out the coolest stuff. Not only do they render things in a beautiful way, but they also do a lot of cool creative things like this. I feel like this is almost her taking off her show presence, the Zatanna on the stage to unveil almost her real self, and all of the magic is just flowing out of her, both of sleight of hand variety and her real magic, and I just think it's gorgeous. And then the next one technically isn't out yet. It's
right, I was going to say, I do not have that cover. I need that cover.
Yeah, this is everyone go order this from your local comic shop.
When it comes in, I'm getting it. I mean,
I believe this is Carly Cohen, fantastic artist. But this one I saw and I was just like, this is a cover by. Like, I'm hoping DCKO is great. I actually haven't read it yet, but doesn't matter. That book's coming home with me. Whew.
I like that she's a little got a little soot on her face, a little dirty.
You know, I think it makes sense because they're all like fighting in this. So like, yeah, she's taking some hits to the face and.
Well, it's got the fire going, so
yeah, I like all the cards on fire too. Yeah,
she's got
the lighting is
besides smoky eyes, she's got smoky cheeks. Yeah,
but how is her hat staying on?
Spirit glue.
True.
By magic, of course.
It's got a rabbit in it that's hunkering down on her head.
When I gave Dan my reading and my cover, since I gave him kind of late, I was like, I'm gonna give backups for each of them just in case other people the same stuff to keep variety. So these are my top 3, but then I had like a backup 3 just in case.
She did send me 6 covers, and I was like, no. And for readings too, I was like, no, we'll just go with your top 3 because I told her, and I've told you guys before, I think it's cool whenever we cross over and we both have, some of us have the same covers, and especially the readings, because if 3 out of 4 of us all have the same story on there, it's telling everyone, man, I really need to go out and read that story.
Well, I don't mind it with the readings as much, but with the covers, I do like a little more variety with the covers.
Yeah, like I'd rather just show different artist stuff.
Yep.
Right. Exactly.
But with the readings, I'm 100% on board where I want that. Okay, there you go, Caps. All right. Very good.
Yes. I got the score up as well.
Yeah, all right. NHL Network, they're going through all of them. Yep.
All right, Dan, I got your covers here. You ready to go? There you go.
Oh, yeah. I love the Catwoman Hughes one.
Yeah. So Catwoman number 58. I mean, it's Adam Hughes drawing Zatanna. It's just, I love that the background kind of almost seems like like a stage, or not a stage poster, but one of the advertising posters, and and the look, the serious look on her face, and where she's leaning back and kind of tipping the hat with the cane. Almost like a ringmaster. The middle one is from her ongoing series. It's towards the end of it, Zatanna issue 15. I love how her hair and her jacket and really the bottom of her legs, everything just blends in to the black background, and then it's like she's casting a spell. She's casting the logo there, and the way it's colored, it's almost like it's glowing, and then the stars all around it, and the way the coloring is, how the lighting hits her face from the logo really gives that glowing effect.
Yeah, I love how her face is illuminated by that. Yeah.
Yeah, 15 and 11 are like easily my favorites in that run. I think they're stunning.
Yeah, and and that's a run that it didn't last long. And the last few issues, if you want to get the complete run of it, the last few issues are going to be a bit pricey because of low print runs, and more so because of those Adam Hughes covers.
Yeah,
and also dark too, so it's like an extra added toughness to get a good grade.
And then the last one is an alternate cover for Zatanna, Bring Down the House, issue 1. That was the miniseries that just ended that we said, we all agreed wasn't that good, but the covers were spectacular. And this one is one of the alternates for issue 1. And I just like that kind of playful look on her face. Again, she's kind of giving a tip with the top hat. You could tell that she's kind of moved the wand around. I like the blue energy effect that goes off of there. Just a really great looking cover.
Yeah, for the record, awesome. I haven't read Bring Down the House. I was talking about the one that just finished.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Bring Down the House was not the last one. But Bring Down the House did have that. That was the miniseries before the last one. But that one also had some really fantastic covers.
Yeah, I was hoping that was good.
Good to see Liz in the chat there. And Liz, I knew you had that Catwoman cover, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, every Catwoman. Yeah.
All right, Dan, good covers. Gary, I got yours queued up here. You ready to go?
Let's go, baby. All right, let's go with the one that's a reprint there. That Zatanna, DC Superstars of Magic. That's just a great DC 70s series where you get a different eclectic mix every month. Sometimes it was Superstars of Space. A couple times it was Secret Origins and Villains and all Western. So you got a great strange sports stories, and this happened to be the Magic issue, and that is just a absolutely fabulous Gray Morrow cover. So love that. The one on the left, that's for the romantic in me. That is, my wife is a huge, she loves Paris and loves visions of the Eiffel Tower. So I buy her Eiffel Tower covers. So I made sure I got a copy of that Eiffel Tower cover for her, and she's got it upstairs near her nightstand.
I would love to see your Eiffel Tower collection. That's appropriate.
Yeah, it's really cool. There's a great Catwoman. There's the hard one to get for is there's an Eiffel Tower cover of All Star 57, which was the last issue of All Star. So I still haven't got that for her, and we will share that one when I do get, to go with my Golden Age stuff. But that's just a beautiful cover. I love the passion between her and Constantine. The hat is coming off there. Usually in the midst of battle, that hat stays on, but in the midst of passion there, the hat is off. I love the hand coming at them, and just the beautiful Paris night and the Eiffel Tower behind them. So that's a shout out to my wife there. And then the one on the right, I'm telling you, fellas, I love me some Brian Boland, and that is the cover to the Zatanna Search trade paperback. Boland did that brand new cover for it, and it is just wonderful. She is gorgeous on that cover in the classic costume. The Justice League members on there with her are fantastic as well. And it's even got the checkerboard at the top. I love the
go-go checks.
The go-go checks, baby. Yeah. And that is just a wonderful compilation of her first appearances in those various titles that culminated in JLA 51. Thank you, Liz. So anyway, those are my three. I love them, and there you go.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, so here are my three. All right, so on that far left one, it's the Zatanna #1. The artist was Adam Hughes. I love Adam Hughes stuff. I cannot get enough of it. I like. What's that?
Do you have a pulse? You're saying?
Yeah. Yep. I do.
Yeah, I heard that he's a popular guy.
Yeah, there you go.
I've heard the name before.
Worships at the altar of Dave Stevens.
Yeah.
So I liked with the effect of the wand with the stars coming off of it. I do like that. The middle one there is let's see, that's number 11. Also, yep, that's also Adam Hughes. Yep, also Adam Hughes one as well. Just for the magical effects too, with the stars coming around and as she's mid cast on spell. Missing the hat, but I do like the creature on the bottom left there. That's kind of like peeking out behind the curtain type of thing. I like that. That's pretty cool. And then the far one on the right, that's a what was that? Zatanna Volume 3, #1. This is the A cover. This is Jamal Campbell was the cover artist for this one, and I really like this one.
Looks like Cho to me so much. So wow,
it does. Hold on, is that number 6? Am I getting confused? Is that number 6?
Yeah,
I can't see. Yep, you're right. This is a Frank Cho B cover.
I was going to say, because that's that background style that Frank Cho does a lot now.
Right. I'm sorry. I got my notes are backwards from the way I have my.
Hey, Cho problem.
Yeah, I know it's a Cho problem. I do like the mystical dragons in the back as well, with all the doves coming around her as well, and of course you got that one little skull right there in the bottom left.
That's York.
I think I find that middle one, Zatanna 11, to be so underrated. Like, it's not as expensive as the other big covers in that run, and I think it's just so stunning.
I sure am glad I was buying them off the rack and getting them
Liz.
at the same time. Yeah.
All right, so those are my covers there. Awesome.
So
now
since we had duplicates, would you mind if I showed an additional one to shout out an artist?
No, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
This is a 1 in 25 for, is this number 5? Number 3. This is an artist called A.L. Kaplan. They've started doing interiors and more stuff at DC.
Yep, thank you.
Huge favorite artist of mine.
Yeah.
Their stuff is stunning. They've been starting to do some interiors on Absolute Flash. They're absolutely gorgeous. So I was really excited when they did a Zatanna cover, because they're a huge favorite artist of mine. But super, super great. You should check out some of their stuff.
Oh, yeah. Sonny and Jamie did an interview with him. That was one of the first interviews. I think we did as a station. I think that was one of the first ones. It was right around the time they introduced what was that character?
Circuit Breaker?
Yes. Yes, because I kept thinking when they told me that, I was like, Circuit Breaker is like the character from Marvel Transformers book in the 80s, and they're like, oh, it's a different character.
That's not the same, Dan. Not the same. All right, so we're going to now jump to essential readings for our next segment. And Tessa, do you want to go first for our essential readings? I'll pull up your card. There you go.
All right, so first up we got Zatanna Search. This is her like introductory arc. So it starts off with her very first appearance in Hawkman #4, and this is her hunting for her father. Like Gary said, he appeared in Action Comics #1, and then he wasn't around for a little bit right before this, and so Hawkman and Hawkgirl help her in Hawkman #4. It's actually a good issue that holds up, it's from like 1964. And then after that, they have like a retroactive one that I don't really believe, but I'm putting it in here because it technically counts. But Detective Comics 336, there's a witch that does some tomfoolery, and then in the end of this arc, Justice League 51, she says like, "Oh yeah, Batman, tee that was me," but whatever. And then in Adam 19, this book, very well written. I really like the Adam run. It's one of the ones I collect. And the Atom helps her out in this one, and Green Lantern 42, obviously Green Lantern helps her. Detective Comics 355 is not Batman, it's Elongated Man, it's in the backups. And then in Justice League 51, they all kind of come together, and she's like, "You all helped me, look at this," and then she gets reunited with her dad, and it's actually like, it holds up really well, and it's really kind of fun that like her first appearance ends up being like this whole story arc that goes between the different series in the DC universe. Like it goes together very well. I really love it.
Let me just say that was a pain in the ass to put up there with all the issues. I was like, damn it, how am I going to fit all these damn issues on there?
You're a better man than I am. I would have just put Zatanna's Search to tell people just
trade paperback.
It'll tell you all the issues.
Yeah, various DC bullshit. Got it.
It's funny too, because even though each issue kind of carries on the story from before, there's nothing at the end of each one that says, "Oh, go to." Go to Detective 336 for the next part. Go to Adam issue 19 for the next part. It's just kind of, figure it out.
I would say that, like, if you're trying to read, like, Zatanna and you're like, I want to start with her first story arc, literally skip that second issue. Like, if you're just trying to read Silver Age, fun, go for it. Zatanna's not in it. Later on, they're like, tee you once battled a witch and it was me. But you can just completely skip that one. Again, it's fine, but it's not Zatanna. It's whatever.
That Hawkman 4 is such a great Hawkman cover, and the book is pricey. It's expensive, but think how expensive it would be if she was on the cover of this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean
even like coverless copies of that one go for a pretty penny because, oh no, then the first cover or the first page is just her. Like that first page is gorgeous, that splash.
Well, I mean, even the Mike Sikowski cover is just amazing, the Hawkman cover. It's a great cover.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
And then on Adam, she's a little head in the corner, so that's like her first cover appearance.
Right, absolutely. She's an inset. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's on Adam and Green Lantern, and then the JLA. I have the Adam. I'm sad I don't have it around. But yeah, this book holds it pretty well. I do like a little caveat of I do enjoy reading Silver Age, but specifically the Adam and the Hawkman, I feel like were really fun.
Yeah,
it's a good little jaunt.
And it's pretty good. It's a pretty interesting way to introduce a new character instead of just having them appear in one character's book and then be in a bunch of issues. It's like, no, she's going to be with Hawkman and with Adam and with Green Lantern and with Batman and then with the JLA. Like, she's introduced through a few issues, interacting with a whole bunch of different characters.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that didn't lead to a JLA membership, the way they pushed that. Yeah, because it sure seemed like that's what they were trying to do with her. So I was really surprised that she did not, that wasn't her path to membership.
I mean, it was like her next arc, right? Next time she pops into anything, which makes sense. They even reference in the story arc that, like, we need more women. I also think that honestly, that if this arc didn't happen the way it did, that she probably wouldn't still be so popular now. Like, if she just appeared in Hawkman 4. I assume, she could have gotten the Poison Ivy treatment, right? Like, maybe she would have shown up again in something else a few issues later. But I feel like there's a strong chance she definitely wouldn't have, like, kept just circling like this.
Well, so it was JLA 51, where she, she gets the starring, role in it. And then by JLA 75, there's a gal with fishnets on the cover they bring in, but it's the canary. So they stayed with the fishnets. They just didn't have her.
Another favorite character of mine. Heck yeah. Maybe I have a type.
Have we done a canary episode?
We have not yet. She's on my
No.
she's on my short list of characters for whenever it's my pick. But
Wow, you think there's anybody else that's on tonight that would want to be on that episode too?
And then I feel like this book is going to be on a lot of people's lists. Ladies' Night. I feel like this would anyone who has read this issue, I feel like would like it. And honestly, I knew about this book for a long time, and I didn't think it was going to be as good as it is. It's obviously, in The Killing Joke, Barbara Gordon goes through not exactly a fun night, and Zatanna kind of like knows that this is going to happen to her. Doesn't know when. Doesn't know exactly, but knows that she can't really interfere with it, or things are just going to become even worse. But the thing she can do to help her friend is to give her a gorgeous memory, to give her a beautiful night where she dances and has fun with her friends, and it's just ladies and no other pressure, and you guys are just out drinking and you are eating junk food until like 4 a.m, and that's it. And honestly, I thought that like a man writing this just wouldn't be as good, especially for like an early 2000s kind of book. I thought that maybe it would be a little more crass, but I thought this was beautifully, beautifully done. It is so much better than I thought it would be, and it's only one issue, so I definitely just suggest that everyone reads it. You don't need to know anything other than The Killing Joke exists. Like, you can just jump in. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's a phenomenal story.
And then we talked a bunch about Identity Crisis and Batman's memory getting wiped. Trust is an arc in Detective Comics that kind of like is the follow-up to that. Not the follow, but it deals with some of the repercussions of it because Batman and Zatanna were pals. I think it actually was, they made it so that they were childhood friends, like a few issues before, a few issues after this. So like they've known each other for a long time. And his dad or her dad would perform at his like birthday parties, and they would spend time together. And obviously, since they were so close, and they were so close specifically in the superhero world, they had a very specific kind of trust that other people wouldn't. And she very clearly broke that trust. And she kind of goes through it with him where she's just like, look, we've already been through this. Like, are you going to make me relive the worst moment that I've ever done in my life? Like, I would go back and change this if I could. And he is, I believe this is the arc where he is helping her with one of her other fellow magician friends dies in another performer's act. And you find out that this guy is just having a lot of assistants die. A very strange amount of helpers and people in his acts are just dying, and not in cute little ways either. And eventually it is actually a very good twist. So, I don't know, pause for a moment if you haven't read this before. I didn't expect it when I read it for the first time. But the dude unmasks, and this person who has known Zatanna for a long time is the Joker. The Joker killed this dude for a while and was just kind of pretending to be this guy to kill a bunch of people on stage and just wreak havoc. And he was about to just go destroy another entire audience of unsuspecting victims. And they have to like work together to find out both the mystery and solve this and patch up their lives together on its own. And it's very beautiful because he's also like, no, don't do magic. And she's like, I won't, just for him. And it almost kills her. And she's putting all of her trust in him again because of the way that she tries to like keep herself safe in the situation. I don't want to completely spoil it, but the way that they work together, it's rebuilding their trust and realizing that almost because they almost lose each other again, it's just, oh, I would do anything to not have to lose this person. I'm an idiot. I can't just not trust them forever.
Right. That's a good story. All right, let's go ahead then and jump to Gary. Got your stories here. There you go.
All right, there we go. So, JLA, Zatanna Search, all those issues that
Yeah, see, but I made them write them out.
Yeah, I know that all those issues that Tessa made him write out. You can also go get the Zatanna Search trade paperback, and as a bonus, you get that brand new gorgeous Brian Boland cover that comes with it. So I recommend it. That'd be worth it just for that damn cover. Zatanna 1 through 16, Volume 2. Paul Dini did most of the writing on that.
Mhm.
That's just got the whole thing is great. And there's a great puppet arc in there. That's really a great storyline that gets into her psyche. She's not a fan of puppets, and it's just great stuff. It's 16 issues, very worth having. And then again, where Tessa thought everybody would have it, I thought that the Brave and the Bold thing is under the radar. I didn't think anybody was going to really know about this unless you're a guy like me that has every damn issue of every damn iteration of Brave and the Bold, that you would even know this existed. So it was good. And I will disagree with Tessa on one point. She says you don't need to read anything else but that issue. No, you need to read this. I'd say the whole 33 issues of this volume 3 of Brave and the Bold are worth reading very much. And the final trade paper, the final book of it, the hardback, I'll show it when we get back to when we show our faces. It's the last volume. I guess this is volume 4. It's Straczynski writing, and it's Jesus Saez doing the art. It is phenomenal. And another one of the stories in here made our best reading list when we did Dr. Fate. There's a Dr. Fate Green Lantern team up, Hal Jordan team up in here that's amazing. There's a Adam Joker team up. There is a Flash Blackhawks team up, and there is an Aquaman Demon team up that is phenomenal. It is a great story that hits you out of nowhere, where once a year the two of them get together to stop otherworldly creatures from getting into the into our world. And the two of them meet every year to stop this. And it's just, Straczynski is amazing. I can't recommend that volume of Brave and the Bold any higher. And it culminates with 33. That is that great book that we have talked about, where those ladies, where Zatanna with a heavy heart and with Diana with her warrior spirit, they take Barbara Gordon out for a night on the town dancing, because she's not going to be able to do much dancing in the future. So it is just beautifully written, and it's poignant, and it's it gets you in all the feels. So I recommend that story for Zatanna, for Barbara Gordon, for Wonder Woman highly, but I recommend that whole damn volume of Brave and the Bold.
You just need to read it to understand the issue.
Right, I know what you meant.
Yeah.
I was just saying.
I wasn't saying fuck this run.
I know what you're saying. I'm just saying though, get the whole damn trade. But
yeah, I mean, you Demon book though. I need to.
Oh, like I said, at the end when we come back on, I'll show you the cover to it. It is, every damn story in there is amazing, and the art is beautiful. And the first 3 volumes of this, most of them are Perez and Ordway. Mark Wade writing.
I love Perez.
So that whole
everybody loves Perez.
I know.
Crazy.
Yep. The whole volume is great. So anyway, those are my reads, and good stuff.
And I'll say too, the one thing I really liked about it, because when you start reading the issue and you're thinking, well, why don't they just tell her what's going to happen to prevent it? Or it's Wonder Woman and it's, Zatanna, like, why don't they just go take out the Joker? But the way they explain it, like the stuff with the oracles at Delphi, like you said, and, the thing about, I don't know when it'll happen. It could be tomorrow. It could be a week, a month, years from now. Just know that it's going to happen, but don't know when. And if we try and change it, it's only going to be something worse that happens. I thought that was a really smart way where you could still do the story and not have people question, well, why don't you just go stop it?
All right, very cool. Dan, I got yours queued up here next. You ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
All right, there you go.
Well, the only reason I didn't pick the Brave and the Bold one was because I had it in my badass moment. So you know how it is sometimes when you've got a bunch of readings and you can only pick 3. It's like, well, if I take this one and put it in my badass moments, it's still on my list, but I got other stuff here. So Zatanna Volume 2, Gary already covered that one pretty good. Trust, Tessa already covered that one pretty good. So I'll just say Zatanna Everyday Magic was a really good graphic novel. great Bolin cover that went with it. Paul Dini wrote it, and it's a really cool. It's you would talk about the relationship with her and Constantine. It's Constantine gets himself into some trouble with a let's say less than reputable woman, and goes to Zatanna, and she has to save his ass, and it's her basically going and fighting this other person, saving Constantine. But you see a lot of stuff with her stage act, and you see a lot of of stuff with her, trying to have this life outside of being a superhero and outside of being a performer. And it's and I just like how how much of that stuff you see, and it's got heart, and it's got comedy, and it's got action. It's just it's got all of it. And like I said, that's where I got the one badass moment where at the end of it, Tony Bennett sends her the flowers and the card and says, "You're the new #1 in Vegas."
Yeah, that's cool.
I know it's like blasphemy, but I actually haven't read Everyday Magic yet.
I'd say check it out. It's a really fun read, and it's one when you could because a lot of people say, oh, it's this movie was based on the graphic novel. Like, no, this movie was based on the collected volume of single issues of a comic. Like, this actually was a graphic novel, and it's I don't know, it's not like Black Label or anything, but it's also more free to have like cuss words and stuff like that in it than just a normal DC book, because it's got some of that. So like when you're flipping through and turn to one page and you're like, oh, and there's nipples. No, on another character, but I'm like, oh, okay. And then a couple pages later, like, oh, there's some colorful language there. So yeah, this was definitely published as a standalone thing.
All right, very cool. All right, so let's go ahead and jump to my readings here. Probably going to see a couple of similar ones. I do also have Trust on there, and I don't need to go into that anymore. I'll start off with that Black Canary Zatanna Blood Spell one. I like this one. I think it's mostly probably more Black Canary, but Zatanna does help her out.
That was the only reason I didn't put it on. I felt the same way.
Yeah, but I still liked it. I still enjoyed it. It's just the book ends on a heartfelt note too, and they reaffirmed their friendship type of situation. I think it's really underrated. I really do. It's an underrated book, but the story is like about some runaway girls that get mixed up in a dangerous gang, and they get into some blood oath, and of course the one girl gets murdered, and just wreaks havoc for all the other girls as well.
Was that an online comic to begin with? Or was that straight up published? Because I don't remember that.
I read it online, so I don't know if it was published. So I don't know about that. But yeah, I figured this was a really good read. Even though that Black Canary was more prominent, I still think she had a great role in this, and
100%.
It was just underrated. I'd say definitely check it out. My next one I'm going to go with is that Seven Soldiers, Zatanna 1 through 4, Seven Soldiers. This one I liked. Because this shows the more human side of her situation. She's burnt out. She's insecure about her powers. She's grieving for her father's death, and she wants to get back into her magic. And she sets out on a quest, a magic quest, to recover books of magic. And she goes through all these dream states and magical landscapes, stuff like that. And she faces versions of herself, her failures, and her trauma as she moves through these realms. And I really like that because it shows character growth for me. So, she regains her confidence and restores. I think it restores her standing in the DC, as a premier sorcerers. So it really puts her back on the top, you might say. Even though I don't really think she was not on the top, but during this little ebb of where she was doubting herself, she probably wasn't 100%, you might say. So it closes with her returning to the world stronger and wiser, and I like that. So this is definitely a good read. Grant Morrison wrote this one. Ryan Suk was the artist for the series, so I definitely like that. And those are my three. Right.
No, Gary, I just looked it up. I don't think it was published online first, but it wasn't a miniseries. It was published as a graphic novel.
Right. It was a
Okay.
graphic novel. Yeah.
So, yeah, it wasn't a trade.
Oh, there's the kitty.
Oh, there's the cute little kitty. Like a black magic kitty.
There's a little Salem.
Yeah.
It's a
And this is the trade. This is the hardback.
That's a great cover.
So get that. It's good stuff. The Dr. Fate Green Lantern story also made our must reads. So get
Very
this
cool.
whole volume, and the interior art is just stellar. So, come on.
all right.
Can't go wrong.
Very cool. All right. So for our last segment of the night, best writer and artist. Tessa, who do you have?
I think it's gotta be Paul Dini.
Yeah.
Although Straczynski really kind of crushed it, but I feel like that's a small sample size.
It is, yeah.
And this is kind of a weird pull, but who is the artist for that the DC Stars 11? Because that interior, like they're it's gorgeous.
Gray Morrow.
They did the interiors, yeah, it was stunning, beautiful, crazy. So much so that like I noticed that some of the panels in it they just used as like splash pages and other like Silver Age Zatanna stuff. Gorgeous, stunning.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, Gary, how about you?
All right, Paul Dini, without a doubt. And, I hate to, I always hate a lot of times to pick a cover artist, but.
I thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
Thought about to pick and Hughes.
Well,
Yep,
no, not
yep.
Hughes.
Oh.
For me, it's Boland.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I'm not a Boland person. That's fair.
I love Brian Boland's art on her. I love his art anyway, but I love his interpretation of her. Absolutely love it. I mean, I know Hughes is the classic, pinup stuff, but I just really love how Boland draws her.
Okay. Very cool. All right, Dan, how about you?
I mean, yeah, for me, it's got to be Paul Dini for writer. I mean, he wrote all three of my recommended readings, so and then there's the other stuff that he wrote too that was good. So yeah, it's got to be him. And it's funny because you hear Paul Dini and you're like, oh, Batman, like he's written a lot of Zatanna too. Like as far as solo Zatanna stuff, probably more than anyone else. So I had to go with him. And then normally like Gary, pick an interior artist, but for Zatanna, I also went with a cover artist, and I went chalk and picked Adam Hughes. I mean,
I was going to be picking the same stuff. I could have said like Gardner Fox and Gil Kane, like that could have been fine.
The covers are just.
And I do try to go old school a lot of times and single those guys out, but Dini, I just had to go with him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And and I his covers are fantastic, and the only gripe is I want to see him do some interiors with her too, but he's kind of
I love his interiors when he does them. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's one of those artists that have kind of gotten to the level where they don't really do interiors anymore. It's like nope, it's pretty much just strictly covers at this point, but would love to go back to the days where he was an interior artist, and and if he did that, Zatanna would be right close to the top of that list of who I'd want to see him draw in a series of.
Very random pull, but in maybe 2015, 2016, he did like a Betty and Veronica mini, and he did the interiors for it, and the interiors are gorgeous. Oh my gosh!
Wow, I didn't even know he did that. That's cool.
Oh yeah, he's talked about it before. I don't know how hush hush it is, but he wanted to just go crazier with it, so he wanted to go longer, but Archie kept being like, well, I want them to be adult, but not that adult. And he was like, all right, I want to do more things than you let me do. I can't do this.
Yeah.
And Frank Cho, he's drawn her a little bit. I'd love to see more. And
Frank Cho makes a lady make sense.
Yeah.
Like his Harley and stuff, like, they're babes or whatever, but she's muscular. She's got like thighs that you feel like are a gymnast. I like how he draws ladies.
Yeah, if you read that that AWA series that he created and wrote and drew, Fight Girls, it's essentially it's just his version of the Hunger Games.
Mm-hmm.
But the way he draws women, they're not just beautiful, they're badass too. And when they're
badass babes and dinosaurs and monsters, it's great.
Yeah, but like when they're doing all the physical stuff, the way he draws them muscular wise too, you're like, all right, yeah, I believe that they can
Yeah,
do
they
it.
make sense.
I was just looking at the
Total
covers.
smoke shows make sense. I love it.
The covers he did for his Friendsgiving, his Thanksgiving thing. Oh my God, they're so damn funny. You know, so not all they're sexy and they're funny as hell. So he has got a great sense of humor. Yeah, his
which Kathleen Kennedy unfortunately does not appreciate.
Yeah, she does not, but that's okay. You know, the hell with her. He started out University of Maryland doing Liberty Meadows.
Yeah, Liberty Meadows is cool.
Brandy, you know, Brandy was such a babe.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you off air, Tessa, the story I got from him talking to him at Baltimore Comic-Con about why you don't see him do Marvel stuff anymore.
Okay.
And why you're not going to see him do Marvel stuff anymore.
You're gonna tease the audience right now. I'm gonna get to learn secrets.
He's salty. He's salty about it too.
Wouldn't you be?
He's a salty guy, I think, in general. I've heard him lament about many a thing.
All right, so for my picks, gonna go totally off the books here.
He's doing the same thing.
Totally different. Paul Dini and Adam Hughes.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna pick me for the artist because I drew this.
Yeah, hell yeah, pick yourself. I love that.
There you go. That's a good call. Paul Dini, yeah, you guys are right. That's just fantastic writing for him. And Adam Hughes, you're right again. He just draws well. Frank Cho also, like you guys said, draws away really well, but it was just not enough sample size to pick Frank Cho. So, all right.
I mean, if they were going to do, if they were going to launch, well, I guess they are launching a book for her, right? I don't think that they've announced who the creative team is, but yeah, I mean, I would pick Dini to write it for who would be the artist on it.
Give the man a break. Let the man rest.
No. We gotta have Becky.
No, who would I pick that's like never done anything like that before? I don't know. Give me a weird pick.
Weird pick what, to do Zatanna?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of someone who's like never done her that I would love to see fill in the reins.
I don't know. I should have been more prepared for this since I brought
Kelly Jones does an interesting version of her. You know, there's a Swamp Thing miniseries that had all the DC, you know, had Phantom Stranger, Spectre, Dr. Fate, her in it. And that was an interesting Kelly Jones version of her.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing
totally opposite side away from Jones. You could do the Nightwing style of Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo and get more of that like stylistic version. Might be interesting.
I think
readers.
Ed McGuinness might do a fun book with her. He still does interiors of Casey or Todd Nauck.
Oh yeah.
Nicola Scott.
Oh yeah.
She draws beautiful women. Yeah. Oh, I tell you, guy I love, Mike Grill draws beautiful women. Mike Grill could do a great Zatanna.
Or let Jimmy and Amanda do a book.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've used her in their machinations.
Yeah.
All right then, folks. I think we can wrap this one up as my lights go off. I hate that. Every Thursday.
Pay the power bill.
Pay the power bill.
Stop trying to pay your power bill.
And that's what you guys should send through your super chats.
Stop trying to pay the power bill with meatball subs.
Why? Meatball subs are awesome. That's awesome payment.
Sounds like pay the power bill. 10
Meatball
Venom
sub.
variants. No, 10 Venom variants.
10 Venom variants.
Oh,
I know. Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. A good pick.
Yes.
Girl Jones.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Great writer.
That's my pick.
You know what?
You
know what? It's DC.
She could write it and draw it.
It's DC Comics. Just let Dan Mora do it since he draws half the books DC puts out anyways.
Yeah.
Tamara Bond villain on the colors? I'm here for it. Yeah, okay.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we can go ahead and wrap this one up. We will be back next week. We do not have a character picked out for next week because
it's a mystery.
It's a mystery. We don't even know
mystery.
Yet.
Zatanna will conjure our character out of thin air.
So you guys have to announce it backwards.
Oh, I'm not doing that.
Oh, Sal's the host. He can do that.
No. I'm going to be.
Listen, if you start announcing stuff backwards, you'll win that damn Host of the Year award. So here you go.
Maybe so. Anyhow, Folks, we will see you next week. I'm your host, Sal the Slab Guy. Oh, what you got, Dan?
No, I was going to say one real quick since we have Tessa as our guest. Check her out on Instagram.
I was going to let her do that.
Tessa is a nerd.
There you go.
And check out Cloud City Comics online. And Tessa will be back with us in a short 9 days.
Also, check me out on YouTube too. Just saying, if you want to see some cool Cloud City books.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot to put your YouTube on there.
No, I appreciate
have that
it.
on there when you're on the 20th. She'll be back on the 20th when we do the special Codex Awards.
Okay, there you go. Very cool. I was going to let her say that, but that's fine. That's
No,
all
Dan's
right.
got me. He'll do it better.
Dan's always good like that. All right, so down below is Dan Kelly, of course, right there. It's Ric Flair Comics, and of course, our special guest host tonight, Tessisanerd. Dan's already covered everything where you're going to be at, so please go online and check that out.